Welcome, Keto Rock Stars. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to tonight's Sunday Night Live. And tonight, no guests tonight. It's just going to be our monthly Carnivore Avenger Contest. I have a few things to talk about too. Oh, and Brisket Boomers just subscribed. Welcome, Brisket Boomers. Thank you. Let's say hi to some people. We have Feral Grandma. Can't wait. This is Wendy. Hi, Wendy. We have Thomas Target Prime Rib. He says, I am here and not there. Lynn, 22Q Cat, says, hi, Thomas and all. Can't wait to see who the next Carnivore Avenger will be. I can't wait either. And then Evelyn says, hello, friends. Everyone telling everyone, hello. Aaron, Butterwoman, Booby Goats is here. And then Thomas Target Prime Rib, who is Captain Prime Rib. And Brian, Fly for Fisherman Dish is here. He says, good evening, everyone. I'll be driving and listening. Hopefully, Brian, you got my email responding to your computer question on why I purchased a laptop. Kelly, Broken Carnivore is here. Welcome, Kelly. And George. Hi, George. George, good enough. Hello from the UK. And George, he's a YouTuber. He has a channel. I don't know, Evelyn, if you can post that here, but he just subscribed. Thank you. And I'm friends with George on Facebook now. Welcome. And Thomas says, will I be the only male hero again? Let's find out. I didn't even notice that. That's hilarious. Everyone, lots of Avengers already here. That is true. Wendy's here, and Thomas, and Aaron, and myself. Let's see, who else? Terry Sue is here, and she's watching football tonight. And she's taking a break from football, so thank you for joining us. Peter, Papa Carnivore is here. He's on the wheel, so he's not going to miss it. Hi, Papa. Hope you're having a good day. And Gary, No Slow, is here. Welcome, Gary. And people still saying hello. And here is, this is Broken Carnivore's channel. And I had to reschedule. Okay, so I had to reschedule his interview from last week. And I apologize again, Kelly. But I am now live streaming from my brand new gaming computer. I still have some things I want to set up as far as OBS is concerned, but it is set up enough to stream from Talk Studio. So everything should be working enough to do that. So we shouldn't have any problems on the next live stream. I have to say, this computer is amazing. I spent a little bit more money, but I think it was totally worth it. And then I was telling Dustin, I think this morning, that I believe I have ADHD because I really don't need a new desk, but I kind of want to organize my office a little differently. So I ordered a new desk, and I'm going to set that up a little differently too. And Papa says, wait, I am a male and I'm a T-Bone Titan. So it will be exciting to see who will win tonight. We're not going to do the contest quite yet. We're going to do it a little bit later in the live stream, but we will get there. And Peter says, or I'm sorry, Kelly says, hi, Peter and Thomas. And then, yeah, Gary, you saw that. No, because I actually, hopefully I put reinforcements so it will not attack me tonight. But that is hilarious. And Thomas says, hello, Kelly. And Sean Bradley's in the house. Hi, Sean. And Shell, welcome. And Dustin is in the house. I was just talking about you. No, Dustin, you have to send me your picture and what you want your Avenger to be. You haven't done that yet. I will put you on the wheel if you want to have your own Avenger. Evelyn. Hey, Evelyn. And Coach Juliet's here. Hi, Juliet. Juliet, you need to... Did you submit your Avenger? I don't think you did. You need to... Well, I already have your picture, but you need to submit to me what you want your Avenger name to be, and I will create one, and I'll create some videos for you to post to your channel. And I have to give a kudos to Juliet. I don't think your channel's been there that long, maybe a month, because I remember you not even having 50 subscribers yet, or just 80 subscribers. And she has over 500 subscribers. And that is incredible. I've been doing this over a year, and I have 401 subscribers. So kudos to you. Whatever you're doing is working. Maybe you can teach me what you're doing. Sorry, this is water and homemade electrolytes. Dustin, hold on. Dustin says, I put myself in timeout today. I've been dozing off a bunch. Oh, I need to do that. But I did sit down and watch TV. Oh, I did sit down and watch TV with my husband today a little bit, and I probably will do that tomorrow because I have the next 2 days off, because tomorrow is our 18th wedding anniversary. We've been together 20 years, but we were married for 18. So I took a couple days off. Plus, I have some burnout with some things. So I have to use my vacation time up or lose it. So I'm like, I can just take a couple days off and use those. Yeah, congratulations, Juliet. Her and Grandma's Crochet Corner. I'm telling you. Although I only right now go live once a week, and I haven't made a video in over a month just because of being in the PhD. I work a full-time job. I take care of a 94-year-old with dementia. My parent, there's just a lot going on. I sing in 2 choral groups. So you know what? It is what it is. And I don't care if I ever get monetized. This isn't about that. This is about connecting with the community, providing a service, spreading the word of this lifestyle, healing people, and giving people a place to talk about things and issues and get people's stories out. I do want to do another cooking live, though. I'm kind of jonesing for that, but so that brings me into something else I wanted to talk about tonight. The PhD course, right, is bringing to light, personally for me, a lot of things. For example, I've been carnivore. Hold on. I've been carnivore for, I have a little tracker here, 84 days. I've been carnivore for 84 days, right? And I haven't been paying attention to the scale that much or tracking foods until the PhD class because I just wanted to do carnivore. I didn't want to think about it. I just wanted to feel better. So there's been some things going on. We have had to track our food all week, and I normally use Carb Manager, but I decided to use the one that they recommended, which was Chronometer, which I didn't have a good experience with 8 years ago when I started keto. It just seemed hard to use. But I'm like, you know what? This is the one they recommend. I need to learn different software because coaching, I'm going to have to recommend different programs. So I started putting all my meals in, and then I weighed myself for the first time in like at least a month. Just because the scale was going up and I didn't want to freak out. And so I stopped weighing myself, but I weighed myself the other day and I was at 169 pounds. I have been as low as 148 pounds on keto. Now I have to say this. I gained 10 pounds before I went carnivore. So the scale and I had been consistent at 153 to 155 pounds for 4 years prior to this on like a ketovore, protein sparing modified fasting, 1 to 3 days a week. I was able to maintain my weight, maintain feeling good, everything. And then something happened in May. I was just exhausted all the time. I felt paralyzed, like I couldn't move. I couldn't get out of bed. I had stressors in my life, and I'm like, okay, I got to try something different. This isn't working for me anymore. And that's when the carnivore idea came into my head. So I decided to go carnivore. And honestly, within 30 to 60 days, My energy levels improved. I'm not going to say they're 100%, but I just want to do stuff all the time. It's really hard for me to sit on the couch and watch TV with my husband anymore because I just don't want to lay around. I want to do stuff. And yesterday, while we were watching the Notre Dame game, he got a little annoyed at me because I brought a laptop down there and I was taking the laptop apart, not either of these laptops, an old laptop, to take the hard drive out so I could smash it. And he's like, "You're not even paying attention." It's like, I got to be doing something all the time now, which I find amazing. People still saying hi. So essentially, I want to talk about the benefits that I've noticed these 80, how many days did I say? 84, 85 days of carnivore. So I was doing protein sparing modified fasting, ketovore for 4 years, maintaining, feeling good, but for some reason that stopped working. I did have days on the PSMF that I felt hungry. And I'm the type of person that I was able to push through that because I knew the next day I was going to be able to eat whatever I wanted. So one of the benefits, I'm no longer feeling like I'm going to collapse. I'm not starving all of the time. I have this abdominal cyst that they diagnosed me with, which is called a hydrocele of the canal of Nuck, which is a very rare thing that I'm probably going to do a video on. I don't want to go too much into detail on that now, but it's like a birth defect that turns into a cyst, usually when you're a baby, but for whatever reason, it's happening to me now. The pain from that cyst is going away. My hair, which I was losing from, I don't know if you can see how, I've always had thick hair, but I was losing my hair because of that topiramate I was on, and it is starting to grow back like a weed. I mean, it is so thick. Even since going on carnivore, not just from quitting the medication, but I have more energy, a lot more energy. I'm sleeping better. It's so much more easier to cook. So I find that I'm not spending as much time in the kitchen making elaborate recipes. I make meat. I do chop salads and prepare those for my husband because he still likes a salad. I make meat and I scramble eggs. And that's about all I do. And I thought I would miss certain things because I'm not even doing cheese, which you can on carnivore. You can have cheese, but I decided to go very strict. I'm not doing any spices unless there's spices. We did go out to eat yesterday for our anniversary, and I'm sure there was pepper and spices on my steak, but I can't control that. But when I'm at home, I'm not really putting spices on my meat, just salt. So I'm trying to be very strict, and I've been this way. No alcohol. I was kind of occasionally drinking on ketovore socially, and I have not had one drop of alcohol since July 5th, which is when I started. I love what I eat. Like, there's been weeks where I've had nothing but burger patties every day. And it's so easy. I just chuck them from frozen into the air fryer. I buy the pre-made ones. Make burger bowls. I did some of Rick's chicken, fried chicken. I make pork belly in the oven, pork belly in the smoker, all kinds of smoked meat, smoked pork. But, I mean, and once a week I make a chuck roast, which is expensive, but I just love it so much that, and my husband's concern is, well, we're spending more money. I'm like, dude, we're not spending more money. I'm not buying, well, we haven't. So we were kind of slipping back into some old habits, like of eating Quest chips. What are those chocolate bars that are supposed to be keto friendly, but come on. And he likes those. So I was buying them for him, but I was finding I was kind of getting into them too. None of that. Not doing any of that. Now, the drawbacks that I'm having from carnivore. I'm gaining weight, which from what I understand can happen. And I went carnivore to stop the weight gain. But I've been doing some research and I'm probably going to do a separate video on this because I think it's important. I was doing protein sparing modified fasting for 4 years. So if you're not familiar with that, it's a high protein, low fat, low calorie, 1 to 3 days a week. That's how I was maintaining my amazing weight for 4 years. And it worked. It worked for several years. But what I'm finding out is I probably tanked my, what is that called? My metabolism by doing that. So now I just feel so good. I'm eating all this meat. I'm not hungry. I'm not starving. My body is just craving meat and fat. I have no food noise. I don't go around. Every time I pass the fridge, I'm not getting a piece of cheese out anymore. It's crazy. I feel amazing. But I'm freaked out because I'm up 20 pounds. So I found a couple videos by Bella, Steak and Butter Girl. And when I do my video, I'll drop their links. And then Kelly Hogan, both of them gained weight. And Bella said she gained 35 pounds. And then after 6 months, she started to lose again. Kelly also reported she gained weight and then turned around and then started losing. So I feel like I'm I'm not giving up. Yesterday, I'm like, oh, I got to go back to protein sparing modified fasting. And then I watched those videos and I feel a little bit better. My clothes aren't fitting and I'm not gaining muscle. I am gaining fat in my arms. This is not muscle. This is fat and fat around here and fat in my legs, and my pants aren't fitting as well. This is not, I'm not gaining muscle. But I'm not giving up yet because it's been reported that some people, especially those people who have kind of been on a restrictive diet, and I don't want to call it starvation because I really wasn't starving. I was just doing a specific type of protein fast 3 days a week. But you know what? That was a low calorie thing. So in a way, it was starvation. And now my body is basically, hopefully over time, I'll build up this tolerance to all the fat. That's my hope. But I'm going to let you all know, I'm going to be totally transparent about this because I think it's important when we do our own N=1 to share that with others, because there's other people who are going through this as well. Let's get through some more chat here. And Cindy DeManch is in the house. Hi, Cindy. You're on the wheel. I got you on the wheel. Holy cow, Aaron. You're up to 15,168 steps. I haven't been getting my steps in because I'm just overwhelmed with everything going on this fall. But hopefully I can get back into that groove. And Lynn says, happy anniversary. Thank you. And Juliet says, Dustin, I spoke of you on my 6:30 p.m. live. So if you have not subscribed to Juliet's channel, Carnivore Coach Juliet, Coach Juliet Edens, Carnivore Coach Edens is what I think it is. Please hop over and subscribe to her. And then Sean says, hi, Aaron. And Thomas has a suggestion for Juliet. You should start at 6 p.m. instead of 6:30, so you have more than 30 minutes. People will watch. She said she only wanted to do 30 minutes, but I mean, that's an option. And I don't care if your stream runs into my stream. You know, this isn't a competition. This is about people getting educated about this lifestyle and having community. That's what this is all about. And I think that Juliet would agree. And Josephine says, morning, beautiful people. Good morning, Josephine. And Juliet says, new subs for Amy. Yay. Yes. Honestly, it's fine. I mean, I've been doing this for a year now. Actually, 3 years if you count all the years I did it on Facebook. But October will be my 1-year anniversary on YouTube officially. And it's slow. It's okay. I don't care. I'm just happy to have a few viewers pop in. So it's nice to have this whole community that cares about everybody. We're one big family. Hello, Aaron, Evelyn says. And Dustin says, good thing I hope at Coach Julia Eden's, unlike Cindy Demanch. Not sure I missed something. And then Lynn says, I just made your chat GPT bread today for the 100th time. So good. I'm going to have to go check that out. I remember when she released it, but I'm going to have to go check that out. Is there any like, I'll just go check it out. That sounds interesting. I also want to make, I think it's bacon mayo or butter mayo again, because that would be carnivore. But I just haven't even been eating any of that stuff. 984 steps here. Let's see how many I have. I'm sure. Oh, and Kurt. Hi, Kurt. I got to say hi to Kurt. I have a feeling he's watching from the sidelines. I want to see how many. I'm going to embarrass myself here and see how many steps I got today. Only 5,599. So, nope. It's fine, though. That was all just doing chores. Thanks, Thomas. I will as Doug. Oh, she says, I meant to talk to Doug about live Sunday at 6 Eastern. Peter. Hi, everyone. You're on the wheel, Peter. Thomas says, PhD, pretty hot dancers. That's funny. Oh, so I told somebody who's not in this community that I was getting a PhD, and I thought like I was getting a doctorate. I'm like, no, this is proper human diet. And I have look what I'm wearing, my PhD shirt tonight. Josephine says, morning, LOL, I'm awake. Howdy, Evelyn, Lynn. Howdy. Did I miss Bill Cook? Hi, Bill Cook. Evelyn says, hi, Bill Cook. And Cindy says, thanks, Lynn. I made it today, too, without the allulose, very white loaf. Then I made a batch with 1 teaspoon allulose, barely brown. We'll continue with allulose. Yeah, the allulose makes it brown. Juliet says, Dustin, all good, I think. And then Peter says, I haven't tracked my food since early on when I converted from keto to carnivore. I hated tracking, and there's no need for me to track on carnivore. So easy. Yeah, well, and that's the mentality that I had, Peter. But our coaching class, PhD, that's our assignment for this week. So I may stop tracking once this assignment's done, which it ends today, just because I really just want to give this some time. And I'm not sure even 90 days is enough time because of what I've now been reading from Kelly Hogan and Bella, which is Steak and Butter Girl. Because and I also watched a video from Dr. Chafee, and he mentioned most of the time, most people who go carnivore will lose weight right off the bat. But there's a few cases, mainly people who are restricting, and I consider myself I was restricting using the PSMF. These would be the circumstances where people gain weight before they turn around and lose it. So I think I just need to trust the process, and I'm trying to talk myself off a ledge with the scale, although I don't want to have to go out and buy new clothes, but I do think I have a couple larger sizes of pants I can wear if it gets to that. But I don't see myself gaining 50 pounds eating meat, eggs, and butter. I just don't even know how that's even possible. And Sandy says, Juliet, love your husband. He's a cutie. Yes, he seems like a nice guy. And so is Juliet. She's a nice gal. So glad we met. And then Juliet says, hi, Josephine. Nice to see you the other day, like 3 a.m. my time. And Cindy's like, what you talking about, Willis? Dustin at Keto Simple. What did you say? Ooh, fight. Sandy, not sure I'll tell Doug. Just kidding, I will. Yeah, you guys are just good peeps. Granny Boo's in the house. Hi, Granny Boo. Hello, Amy and everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Cindy's telling everybody hi. And Thomas says, I think it is great how he's supporting your channel, Juliet. That is not as common as you think. Are we talking about Mitch? Because it is unheard of that Mitch lets somebody interview him, and he let Juliet interview him. So speaking of interviews, Thomas is going to be on next Sunday at 7 p.m. to talk about his story. So make sure you set your timers or your alarms or your alerts or whatever you use to... Oh, Bill says it's glitching. Am I glitching? I shouldn't be glitching. Post in the comments if I'm glitching, because it should not. Let me do a speed test real quick. Should not be glitching whatsoever on my new computer. Hold on, I'm doing a speed test. I just saw that Bill posted that I was glitching. It's okay here. No glitch. Okay, so maybe, Bill, it could be on your end. I was going to say, I have this super fast computer. My internet's super fast. I would be disappointed if the glitch was on my end. Okay. Yeah, everything is. As a matter of fact, the only thing I haven't done is I can't get OBS reconnected with all of the little fancy schmancy things and sound effects and bouncing emojis and everything. But I'm working on it. As soon as I get that set up on my new computer, I can do the duck, I can do the bacon stuff, happy birthday songs, everything. But I'm still working on getting it all set up. So, but for now, I can just go live straight on Talk Studio, which works. But I do have some fun stuff that I program, some overlays and fun things. Like the twerking duck for Rick, which, speaking of the Rick, he's not here. Wonder where he's at. Bill saying hi to Evelyn. Sandy laughing at Juliet. And Dustin says, Juliet says she mentioned me on her live, and I asked if it was good things, and like you, Cindy. Because I get it. Cindy's always giving Dustin a hard time. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm already like 10 minutes behind. Sean Bradley's in the house. Aaron waving at people. And Dustin says, I'm doing things on my phone all the time, posting on different platforms, saying hello in lives. And Dustin, I accidentally subscribed to you from my wrong account. So I unsubscribed. But next month, I will resubscribe and we can do our technology stuff. Because I'm expecting great things from you. You better not slack on that. No pressure, coach. Cindy says, hey, Aaron. Josephine's here. Hi, Josephine. Hi, beautiful Cindy. Wow. Juliet says, Doug enjoys the limelight way more than me. Well, you'll never see my husband on one of these things. Maybe one day I will get him to come on and tell his story. And there's another thing that's kind of a drawback to Carnivore. We went to dinner at Saltgrass Steakhouse and had a very expensive ribeye yesterday. And he said, my husband made the comment that he's sad. He feels like when I went on keto, I talked that keto was the best diet ever, the best diet in the world. And this was going to solve all the world's problems. And so he decided to go on keto with me. And now I've turned to carnivore. And he's like, he feels left behind on keto. He's like, I can't eat carnivore. And I said, and so I kind of explained to him kind of what we've been learning in the coaching class, which is some things may work for one person, but not for the other. Some people may need to fine tune things, but he doesn't listen to YouTube. He doesn't listen to these live streams. So he doesn't hear what people say. And so he feels a little left behind. So I hope going forward, I can convince him that, it's okay for him to stay eating what he likes to eat, which is a salad of meat or a vegetable and meat, or sometimes a candy bar and meat. But for me, I wasn't feeling my best. And I needed to tweak things and change things up. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I feel so much better, even though I'm gaining weight. I really do. Bill Cook says, Man Clan, Riblets, Booby Goaters, and Keto Rock Stars. And honestly, I'm not worried about my channel name. And here's why. Isn't carnivore on the ketogenic way of life? Really? So whether you're keto, carnivore, low carb, you're welcome in the space. I am not restricting anything to, I'm going to support the entire proper human diet spectrum. All are welcome. Now, I haven't been cooking as many recipes because of being carnivore, but I would like I said, like to film some more videos, and I would like to do another cooking live stream. I kind of miss that. There's just a lot of prep work to that. And I've had a lot going on with technology. Rebuilding a new computer, setting that all up. And I've been trying to fix computers for like the last month. So that's been going on. But now that I've got that mostly resolved, hopefully I can focus more on the things I want to. George says, I quit the day job and people think I've retired. I'm busier than I've ever been. I'm telling you. I'm just going to say this. Some people love doing the YouTube, right? Some people love editing videos, getting videos out there. The live streams aren't so bad because you can just set it up and go, right? And I can talk. I'm a talker. So I really didn't have much to talk about tonight, although we're going to it's all about the contest, which we will get to that. But I really am not a big fan of spending so much time on content creation, making videos, editing videos, setting up live streams. My whole thing is connecting with people. I want to connect with people. But this is the best way to do it. But I'm telling you, if you've never attempted to do a YouTube channel, my perspective, it's a lot of work and it's going to suck you away from other things. So now there's some people, I know Juliet's putting a lot of content out there. Some people are posting videos every day. I think Jerry's one of them. Cindy posts content almost every day. I can't do it. So if I don't grow, I'm fine with that. I just want to spend time with all of you fine people and, maybe spend one day a week with you and maybe throw a video out there once in a while. And Cindy says you are a brat, Dustin. And Cindy's here. This is another Cindy, Simpson Johns. I believe her name's Cindy. Oh, she says Bonnie. Is your name Bonnie? Did I get that wrong? I thought Simpson was Cindy. Who's Bonnie? Well, hi, Bonnie. And then, we have like a half an hour of just hellos. And then Dustin says, I'll keep you young. Yeah, Cynthia. That's what I thought. And more hellos. And Sandy says, yes, Thomas, many channels, the husband won't appear even in that's my husband. And another reason why I have this background is because my husband has opened a door before in inappropriate clothing, and he doesn't necessarily know when I'm going live. So it's a good thing for him not to pop on camera in his skivvies. Let's just say that. Although the ladies might like that. I don't know. Maybe that would get me more clicks or likes. Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa. I hope you're doing well tonight. And Terry Sue says, I lay around with the husband on football days. He likes my commentary and misses me if I'm not with him. Yeah, see, and that's another thing. I've had so many things going on right now. I have not spent enough quality time with my husband, and I really need to. And here's the other thing. He retires next June. And he keeps saying, what are you going to do when I retire? And Dustin has even mentioned this to me that I could be gaining weight because I'm constantly busy and doing too many things. And I may have to slow down next year when my husband retires to spend more time with him. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. I don't know. But more on that later. I have, less than a year to decide that. And Cindy says, hi, Cindy and Evelyn. And thank you, Dustin. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, thank you. So I've been struggling with the hair, honestly. It's starting to finally grow out because I was on that topiramate and my hair was falling out. And my doctor increased my dose and it was coming out so fast. Like it was just clumps of hair in the shower. It was very concerning. And I did some research and I thought it was menopause. I thought it was hormones. I thought it was all this stuff. And come to find out, there is a lady in the keto space named Ask Nurse Cindy. I think she's been to Keto Palooza a couple of times. Maybe some of you have heard of her. And I follow her and I came across one of her videos about how she was losing her hair. Now, she had some stress in her life that was causing her hair to fall out. But in her video, she mentioned that if you're on any kind of medication, check your medications. And I had this light bulb. I'm like, holy cow. I put 2 and 2 together that what did I start a year ago and what's been happening for a year? And I put 2 and 2 together. I knew right away which medication it was. And so that was on a weekend. And I called my doctor. I said, I have to, and this is not a medication you can just stop. It's used for seizures and migraines. And so you can't just stop it abruptly. You have to taper off of it. So I called her immediately on Monday. I said, I don't want to take this anymore. She's like, what are you going to do about your migraines? I'm like, I don't care. But I've always had this thick hair and it's kind of like a thing for me. And I'm like, no, if it's going to make my hair fall out, I don't want to take it. And Thomas says, my hair does that too. You're funny. More hellos. Oopsie cake is delicious. What's oopsie cake? Did I miss something? I thought I'm going through every comment here. Interesting. And then Dustin telling Cindy hi. Okay, so George says, hi, Cindy. I found my new friend Joe through you. And I'm friends with Joe on Tuber Chat. Now, if you're a creator and you haven't visited Tuber Chat's channel, Kevin at Tuber Chat, the whole channel is about helping you grow your channel. And it really has helped me. I've gotten subscribers from that channel. And also what we do in that channel is we play each other's playlists. And so to help people get watch hours. Terry Sue says, Amy, oops. Okay. This contest is about Carnivore Avengers. So sorry, I just got a text message from someone. That's funny. Kurt, you're hilarious. I know you're watching because you're messaging me. But this contest, so somehow a month or two ago, I got somehow inspired to do these AI Carnivore Avengers. And I don't know if I can show. I don't know. Let me see if I can show one of these. I'm kind of getting off my let me see if I can show one of these shorts. Okay, can I pause it? Okay, so let me see if I can do this, and then I'll have to end my screen share. I'll have to show a different screen then. Let me do screen. Let me do this one. Okay, so I made these AI Carnivore Avengers. Can you all see the screen? Let me make sure it's okay. So this is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and play this. I don't even know if you can hear this or not, but I'm turning real life people into these Carnivore Avengers and making little fun videos out of them. And they're fighting carb monsters. So that's kind of what that's about. Let me quit sharing the screen. Oh, nope. I want to keep streaming. I almost did the wrong thing. I almost ended the stream, which would have been really bad. Okay, so I'm back. So basically, everyone's like, will you make me one? Will you make me one? Will you make me one? Well, the list got kind of big. So everyone is putting their names and sending me pictures. Everyone who wants a Carnivore Avenger. It does cost a little bit of money, so I'm only doing one per month. But if you email me, ketorockstars21@gmail.com, you send me your picture, a nice, clear, headshot. You send me what you want your Carnivore or Keto Avenger to be, and I will turn you into an Avenger. So that's what this contest is about. I'm going to do one a month just because it's something fun. Not everything in the space has to be serious, and just we're allowed to have fun. And I think a couple of people, Mitch and Rick, mentioned they're getting burned out on all carnivore talk. Well, it's still carnivore talk, but it's fun stuff, and people seem to be really interested in it. Go through a few more chats here. Dustin said, I never like salad. I like the stuff that goes, yeah, cheese and egg and bacon bits and blue cheese and all of the things. Yep, you're right, Dustin. And Cindy says, so true, Sandy. I'm so glad my husband decided to join in. Yeah, my husband, this isn't his thing, which is fine. That's fine. He has his own hobbies. Bill says, think I could devour a whole cake in one sitting. Wow. Hopefully it's a meat cake. I would like to eat a meat cake or meat cookie, as Kelly Hogan calls hamburgers. And yes, Dustin says, I'm glad that Chandra goes live with me once a week. Yeah, I wish, but this is my thing, not his, and I understand. And then Gary says, Terry Sushi has lots of gorgeous hair. Well, thank you. It got pretty thin there for a while, but it's coming back. And again, I thought it was my age, hormone, none of that. It was the medication and carnivore. I'm telling you. And how I know it's carnivore is because my leg hair started growing within a month. Within a month after I started carnivore, my leg hair is coming really thick, which I don't like that, but whatever. All right. Haha, Dustin Ranch freaks. I love them in the cast iron. You love what in the cast iron? Hamburgers? Cindy, guinea pig. Brian seems so sweet. He is a good guy. I can vouch. Bill says bacon greater than beer and step away from the plants. Yeah, so I have my Erin. I didn't wear my Erin shirt tonight, but I bought one of her shirts that says bacon greater than beer because I just love that. Cindy says Amy does a contest once a month to add her superhero clan. It's an AI image superhero. Yes, which we probably should be getting to that soon. Are you guys all ready to do that now? Maybe? First of all, let me show that screen. And make sure everybody who's on here, I checked again today and nobody else wanted to be on it. So here's the screen. Okay. We have Lori W. She wants to be Wiener Woman. Jerry Griggs wants to be Burger Woman. Terry Sue wants to be Baroness Filet. Cindy DeManch is the Protein Ice Cream Protector. And Lisa, she just wants her channel name, which is Carnivore Whisperer. Peter Papa wants to be the T-Bone Titan. And Kelly D, this is Broken Carnivore, wants to be the Sirloin Crusader. These are all great names. Now, if I didn't get you on the wheel, go ahead and send me an email, ketorockstars21@gmail.com. Send me a picture of your, a clear picture of your head, preferably with no hats on, unless you want the hat to be in your Avenger. And then also your name. And if you don't win it tonight, you stay on the wheel for next month. So are we all ready to do this? And then we can keep talking a little bit afterwards. Type in "let's do it" in the comments. Let's do it. All right. Are we ready to do this? I think we're going to just go ahead and pick the next Carnivore Avenger. So I am going to click to spin. Let me get back over here. Oh, where am I at? Okay, so we are going to do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Evelyn says, all right, here we go. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Who is the next Carnivore Avenger? Oh, it's Peter, Papa Carnivore. The T-bone Titan. I know you really wanted to do it really bad, so we're going to remove you from the wheel. This should be fun. I know you were really excited, Peter, because you were talking about it in other live streams. So let me hide this on the stream. Congratulations, Peter. I will get working on that. Peter, do you have a channel? Because I will make you a video that you could upload to your channel. Otherwise, it will just go on my channel, but you can share it to whoever you want. But I will email you some uploads that you can upload to your channel. And again, if you want to be added for next month, send me an email. The other thing is I'm looking for people to come on my channel for an interview right now, because right now the interviews seem to be easier for me while I'm in the coaching class than cooking shows. So please, if you'd like to be a guest on my show, please email me at ketorockstars21@gmail.com and we will set up a date and a time. Oh, and Tuesday, I saw Kendra was here. I saw her because I'm watching. You are coming on next week, Thomas. Yes. So next week is Thomas. This Tuesday, I'm going to be on Kendra's channel. I had her on a couple weeks ago. Consume the Goodness. Juliet's coming on. Let's see what I have it on my calendar. Let's see. Juliet, what night are we? I have it on my calendar. It's Sunday. Let's see. We had to reschedule Kelly. Juliet is Sunday, October 19th at 7 p.m. Broken Carnivore is the 12th at 7 p.m. And I feel bad I had to reschedule him because of tech issues, but I'm so happy he agreed to come back on. Juliet says, Doug said okay to 6 p.m. Oh, now we have to get along a full hour a week. You guys are so cute. I just love it. And I can watch you guys while I'm setting up for my live streams. And Dustin says, I do not like ranch. What dressing do you like, Dustin? And Cindy says he really is. Thank you. He's about to start the Blackstone and throw on a bunch of tiny steaks, burgers. I'll be right there, Cindy. Let's see. George says, Coach Juliet, laugh, laugh, laugh. And Juliet says, I forgot if I said hi, Cindy. Healing first, Bill says, which I was skeptical about that because I'm like, what do I have to heal from? I've been healing for 8 years. But, so another weird negative thing, and I have thoughts about this, but after I went carnivore, my right knee started hurting and it swelled up. Now my left knee's hurting a little bit. And I'm thinking it's oxalate dumping. I mean, obviously I can't prove it, but I feel like this is temporary and it will go away. I haven't injured my knee in any ways, my knees. So, and it's both of them. So why? But I have read that when you go carnivore, you can have joint pain for a bit. So, more hellos. Lori's here. Lori, we just did the carnivore contest. You're still on the wheel. So you will be, in it every month until you win. Thank you, Gary. Hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And Sean says, happy anniversary. Thank you so much. We've been together 20 years, married for 18. And Lisa says, I haven't been getting my steps in with all that's been going on. I'm lucky I'm still standing. Well, prayers for you, Lisa. Let us know if you need anything. Yeah, Bill says a lot of new coaches now. Yeah. But I'm hoping to be here's the deal. There's different ways you can coach. You can coach online. You can be an in-person coach. I think that every city needs in-person coaches. So can there really be too many coaches? My goal has always been a local thing. There are so many people suffering in my community, and I have met face to face with several of them, but I mean, it starts in your community, really. So yes, can you coach people all over the can you coach people all over the globe? You can. But sometimes some people need that in-person person, and I want to be that. And I'm not going to turn anybody down. If someone wants me to coach them and they're not local, we can do that. But there are so many people suffering that I think they need an in-person coach. So can there really ever be too many coaches? Can there? And one of the things we're learning in PhD is you have to pick a specialty. Are you a specialty for menopause? Are you a specialty for men and men's hormones? Are you a specialty from 20 to 40, 40 to 80? Maybe from all of this stuff, I have been on low carb. I've been on Atkins. I've been on keto. I've been on ketovore. Now I'm carnivore. The only thing I haven't done is lion diet. But I feel like I've dealt with, except for diabetes. I'm not a diabetes expert, but I feel like I've dealt with weight loss, weight gain, joint pain, eczema, asthma. And Kendra and I are going to talk about this Tuesday. I'm one of these people that have severe reactions to things. And she wants me to come on and talk about different reactions because we have that in common. Hers is a little worse than mine, but we have that in common. So these coaches, we're not all going to be specialized in the same thing, if you know what I mean. I don't know that Dustin will want to be a menopause expert. I don't know that I'll want to be a men's health expert. So there's so many things that we each can be the best at. There's so many conditions. I don't know that I'll ever understand diabetes to the point where maybe Thomas would, or Lewis would, or, someone else who's gone through diabetes, because I've never suffered with that. Now, can I lead someone to figure out what they can do to maybe help that? Sure. But it's a weird thing to have. It's not, and even one diabetic isn't the same as another one. Things affect people differently. And yes, there are a lot of new coaches. And this is Juliet's channel. Peter says, I'm back. Did you see yourself? Yeah, you saw yourself. Did you see yourself win? You won the contest, Peter. And Peter says, your hair looks great, nice and full, thick and healthy. Thank you. Yes. And it's natural curly. I used to straighten it, but my husband doesn't like it when I straighten it. So you know what? It's just as easy to wash and go. This is literally all I do is wash my hair. And I usually put it up because it gets in my way. Oh, I'll be right there, Evelyn. Carl is making a steak right now. I could eat again. I feel like I could eat all the time, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to just have 2 meals a day. With the snacking has gotten better. I will say that. Lori says, hi, Evelyn. Bride's Biscuit is in the house. Sup, fam? Hi, Bride's Biscuit. Welcome. And thank you, Wendy. Wendy says, I love Amy's hair. And you know what? It's growing longer. I wasn't able to grow it. It's actually longer than it looks because it's curly, so it shrinks up some, but it's actually growing longer too. So that's the other thing. I mean, I'm really pleased with the results of my hair. Now, this is not my real hair color. My real hair color is probably gray. I'm not ready to go, but you know what? I like it. I think it looks decent on me. I'm going to keep it. My husband likes it. And if you want to say I'm fake, okay. That's the one thing I treat myself to, and I do it myself. But I have a lot of gray hair. So I need someone to try making the waffle recipe with bacon mayo. You need me to try that? So the last time I tried to make my own mayo, it flopped. I think I tried butter mayo and bacon mayo, and I did not try Chris Cook in Nashville's recipe. I think I tried Maria Emmerich's recipe, but I don't think I had an immersion blender at the time. And now I have one, so I should try that. Ooh, I need to make some deviled eggs. Maybe I'll do that this week. Bacon fat mayo is great for deviled eggs. Yeah. Everyone telling everybody hi. Yes, Peter, the red dye looks good on her. If she ever changes to blue dye, I'm out. And I won't do that. If anything, I would go my natural-ish hair color, which is brown. So, okay, since it's my anniversary, I'm going to tell the story of how I got the red hair. I'm a brunette naturally, with gray because, I'm older. But when I decided the week before I met my husband to change things up. And for the first time ever, I went red. Again, this is 20 years ago. And then I happened to meet my husband. He thought I was a redhead. And he likes red hair. So it's his fault really that I stay red because he likes it so much and I could care less. I mean, honestly, I'd probably go gray if he didn't like the red hair so much. But I went back to brown one point and he's like, this is a fraud. You were redhead when I met you and blah, blah, blah. So I really don't care, but my husband really likes the red hair. And I dyed my hair red a week before I met him. I'd never dyed my hair red before. And essentially I've been keeping it red for like 20 years. So what's funny is my mom, when I first dyed my hair red, she said, that's not your natural hair color. And now if it, I'm laughing at Kendra's comment. If it, like if it changes and it's not so red, she's like, that's not your hair color. So my mom even like is used to my red hair now. But I think it looks decent. It doesn't bother me. It's a darkish red. So everybody who knows me is kind of used to it. And I think it looks okay. So I just keep it. Dr. Coach Amy had a PhD. That makes me laugh. No, I'm done after this, I think. Unless there's something I really want to specialize in, like fasting or something like that. I may go get a certificate for that, but I just need to get to it. More hellos. LOL, Lynn. And Bride's Biscuit says, I'm doing beef, butter, bacon, and bratwurst ahead of Oktoberfest. I love it. Bratwurst for Oktoberfest. Howdy, Lisa. Wendy says, I finally got my No One Is Coming to Save You shirt. So that no one is coming to save you. I love it. So that will be seen in my videos as time goes by. Bride's Biscuit says, how I look and feel is everything. Scales are less than useless for me. Yeah. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with weight. Probably because I have bad hips. And the suggestion is to keep my weight lower. But I really can't see myself gaining like 50 pounds on this. Maybe 20, 30 tops. And then maybe Everyone says it will go back down. Now, I will say this. Kim Howerton is one of our coaches in the PhD community. And she thinks she's the only one that we deal with that, I want to say, puts more emphasis on calories and that calories matter, because calories is really the only metric we have to measure any of this other than macros. So while she doesn't think it's a good metric, she thinks it is a metric. And she says some people are going to gain weight on high fat. Now, I am hoping that I'll gain weight and then turn around and lose weight, because I really don't. It's kind of a thing for me. No, I am feeling so good and I'm not starving anymore. Not that I didn't really feel like I was starving before, but now that I'm eating so much meat and fat, I'm like, this is what my body wanted. This is what I required. It, and I don't miss things. I just don't think about these things. I don't want them. Yeah, and Evelyn, I think you're right. I was in denial. I'm like, what do I have to heal from? But I obviously wasn't feeling well, so there was something going on. So my body needs to heal first, then you'll lose weight. That's what I think too. Yeah, Bill said I was glitching, but I don't think it's on my end, because I have the stream up on my screen over here. And can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear? Does it look clear? I think even on this computer, the camera and everything is much clearer than it was on my old computer. But I just set everything up, so I figured you guys would have told me by now if I wasn't clear and you couldn't hear me. Truth, Evelyn, the body prioritizes healing over weight loss. So this, honestly, I want to stick with it, because I want to be able, not only for myself, but I want to be able to let all of you know what happens along this journey, because not everybody gains weight on carnivore, and I'm one of the people that's gaining weight on carnivore. So I want to have this experience. It will be good for my coaching practice too. I want to have this experience so that I can help others who maybe experience this weird phenomenon. Peter says, Bears just won. They blocked a 48-yard field goal with 32 seconds left. Are you a Bears fan, Peter? Are you? I'm up near Chicago, so we did not have the Indianapolis Colts when I was growing up. We were all like the 1985 Super Bowl Shuffle. Who am I thinking of? I can't think of his name. But, the Super Bowl Shuffle, all that stuff. We were all Bears fans here. No glitch, Juliet says. And Evelyn says, it's okay here. No glitches here. Everything's fine on my end. I love this new computer. I got a Nitro V16 gaming laptop with 32 gigabytes of RAM, expandable to 64 gigabytes of RAM, and a 4 terabyte hard drive. And it is lightning fast. Josephine says, I should be back before then. I don't see you glitching. She's back now. Interesting. And so this is a good point. Wendy says, so true. My bone mass is finally up to average, and I'm hoping for optimum eventually. I think on carnivore, and I'm not doing a whole lot of exercising right now. I was walking for a while, and my goal is to start doing some weight training, but I've just been so busy. I haven't started that yet. But I've heard that just eating carnivore, your bone mass and muscle mass can increase. Although I think muscle mass, you have to do something. You would think bone mass, you have to do something too, but everyone says fine on my end. Good. I'm glad to hear this, because I'm over computer issues. Bill says might be. And then Feral Grandma Wendy says, my body weight bounces enough. I don't need emojis to do it too. Bounce emojis. Now there's some intermittent freezing here. Weird. Oh. Actually, he's hunting iguanas. You're talking about Rick. Sandy says it glitched for me too for like 5 seconds. Interesting. And Kendra's here. I'll be on Kendra's channel on Tuesday. I don't know if Evelyn can post that, but Kendra's a good friend of mine. I've been yeah, Papa, you won the contest. But Kendra has a very interesting story, and her and I mean, she has something different than what I've been dealing with, but we have similarity in the fact that we both are sensitive to things to the point where we just can't eat them. And Papa says, I love brats, knockwurst, sausages, and hot dogs. What's a knockwurst? I feel like I should know what that is, but I don't. Oh, I have some sauerkraut with those. Yeah, one of these days I will eventually have a vegetable, just random, but honestly, I'm not really craving it. Dustin says, I introduced a bunch of custom emojis on my live today, and one was a rubber duck with big hair and a name tag that says Frick. And Evelyn got her own. It's like the, what is that? Maleficent or something from Sleeping Beauty. And mustard. I have not touched mustard since I went carnivore. And everyone telling Kendra hi. Amen, Papa. And Peter says, where is Rick? I got an email from him because I was checking in about something I sent to him. And I think he's having van issues. It's not really my story to tell, but he'll probably post something on his channel so you can go there to look for it. I think he's working. I think he's working on a van. I don't know if it's his van or a van. Let's see. And Lori says, Rick helped someone move today. I think he was talking about that in his live stream yesterday, that someone needed help. And if the person that was going to help them didn't show up, he was going to do it. Sorry, I needed a sip of my salty water. And I do have salty. This is not salty. These are my homemade electrolytes that I got from Nia's Way. And I did post a video about that. So you can go back to my videos and look at my homemade electrolytes. I saved the packets for when I need them to take with me. I've started adding fruit. Terry Sue says watermelon has been great this year. Yum. And Keto Simple's group is now called the Morning Regulars. So if you have not subscribed to Dustin at Keto Simple, go do that and consider becoming a member. He is great. And I can't tell you how much Dustin has helped me. Dustin, we've known each other for almost a year in October. We met at Keto Palooza 2024. But you're one of those people that I feel like I've known for a long time. And Dustin is a solid friend. So if you're not friends with Dustin, he's the one I would make friends with because he's awesome. Yep. Keto is the gateway to carnivore, Dr. Nelson. Yep. And I was keto for 7 years, almost 8 years. And yes, it is all ketogenic. Yes. And I do have another channel that I post things called Rockin' Life with Amy that I don't necessarily want to muddy up my keto channel with. But this is the main channel. This is the channel that all you come to. The other channel is just going to be for things I want to talk about that aren't keto carnivore, that kind of stuff. Yep. Keto rock stars. That's what we all are. Everybody who shows up here every week is a keto rock star. And Wendy says, my husband dragged me into carnivore, but he has trouble sticking to it if there's cookies or crackers around. So even since my stroke, I have the more progress. Yeah. I'm going to tell on my husband. He's not been eating sweets since I went carnivore. Used to buy those, is it Lily's candy bars? But tonight he hasn't been feeling well and he's just like, I need something sweet. So I'm like, do you want some chocolate chips? Because we haven't been buying that stuff. I just haven't even bought it because it's expensive and he can eat a whole candy bar a day. And those things are like $5 a candy bar. So you do the math. So I'm like, do you just want some chocolate chips? He's like, yeah. So I'm not baking right now anyway. So I'm like, just whatever. I gave him some of the chocolate chips out of the freezer that I usually use for baking. Bride's Biscuit says, I stopped doing recipes. It's been freeing. Right? single ingredient whole foods, and some salt if I'm feeling adventurous. I'm telling you guys, I can't believe how much time I was spending in the kitchen. The only time I'm spending in the kitchen is I hard boil 30 eggs at a time in my Instapot. I roast meat in the oven. I fry deep fried chicken in lard in my deep fryer, or some chicken skins. I What else do I make? Oh, I bake pork belly in the oven on the regular. We grill. I chuck frozen hamburger patties, and I'm scrambling eggs. Before, I was making all these complex things. I had to chop. I had to blend. I don't know. I was in the kitchen all the time. And it is so freeing. And I thought I really liked cooking. I thought I really did like cooking. But honestly, I think I like the simplicity of carnivore and I can prepare a bunch of meat at once and we eat leftovers in this house. But it's like so freeing not have to make these complex recipes. It just really is. Erin says I'm not restricting. Yep. And go check out Erin's channel too. Hers is Booby Goats. And Dustin says ketovore, all these are great. Pick what's right for you. It may shift over time. Some carnivore, go back to more keto. Some keto, go to more carnivore. Absolutely 100%. 100%. And we are not carnivore coaches. Someone said this in a live stream. CB brought this up. CB Carmack, where's CB at? CB, why aren't you tuning into the lives tonight? Someone, I think it might have been Mitch, and it was on another channel too. It wasn't just Mitch, said there's so many carnivore coaches popping up. We're not carnivore coaches. We are health coaches. We are PhD health coaches. What does this mean? This means we're going to meet people where they are willing to make healthier choices. We're not strictly pushing carnivore lifestyle. And if you have an issue with that, then you're probably missing the bigger picture. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say that. Yeah, is carnivore good? Yes. Can keto be good for some people? Yes. Can low carb, which is 100 grams of carbs or more, be good for people? Yes. And not everybody would be willing to change their life at Lion Diet or at carnivore. So we as coaches are being trained to meet people where they're willing to make a healthier lifestyle. And there's nothing wrong with that. So if you see me out there coaching along and you're like, Amy's showing someone how to do keto, Amy's showing someone how to do low carb. Well, yeah, I'm going to do that. Because that's where we are not, as coaches, supposed to just tell people what to do. That's not what coaching is. We are helping guide people to figure out for themselves what they are willing and what they can do. And actually, I was so shocked the first week of coaching when we discovered this. Again, I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty because you have to go into your own coaching class if you want to do that. But this is high level stuff, so I figure it's fine to share. And Wendy says, George, staying busy is good. I don't know. I need to be less busy. That might be why I'm gaining weight, is from stress of being too busy. And Lisa says, you're so right, Dustin. Cindy says, I love doing YouTube. I hate editing, which is why I do very little of it. Love my 2 weekly live streams. I love live streaming. I love hanging out with all of you. I do editing. I haven't done a video in over a month. But I've been trying to keep on with the monthly live streams. Weekly live streams. And I go live Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern every week. Helen is posting almost every day. Right now with the coaching classes, I don't have time for that. Yeah, exactly, Dustin. Jerry's here. Hello, Amy and the Rockets. Tonight, I'm living you and Tuber Chat simultaneously. Well, thank you for popping in. Keto Simple 100%, Kendra says. Is it Cindy or Cynthia? I've heard, oh, you're asking Cindy Demange, right? Because you're Cindy as well. Simpson is Cynthia / Cindy. Okay. I got it. And then Dustin says, I do my best to remember everyone's names. It might take a little while. I started my own list. I've memorized most of them. And honestly, it's getting better on Carnivore. I'm remembering more. Lynn says, hey, Jerry. LOL, Cindy. How many followers to go live? You need 50. You can start going live when you have 50 followers. Bill, are you going to start going live? You need 50 followers to live stream. And We Network's here. Hi. This is oh my gosh, you just posted in the group. We Network is, hold on, I got it. It is Ivy. This is Ivy, everybody. Welcome, Ivy. Ivy's in my private Facebook group. I have a private Facebook group called Keto Rockstars where people can just post whatever they want. It's just a support group. It's free. Nah, I'm just making it. Well, we hope you feel better, Lisa. Howdy, Forest Dweller Jerry. Jerry's a hoot. If you haven't checked out her channel, I think it's Carnivore. It's Jerry in the middle of the forest now. It used to be Carnivore Jerry in the middle of the forest. I think it's just in the middle of the forest now. And Tom says, how did you know I'm in my skivvies? Thomas. My goodness. Yes, Dustin says Chandra and I spend weekday mornings together. I absolutely love it too. I wish that would be awesome if my husband was interested in this, but he just isn't, and it's okay. I love him. Thank you, Evelyn. Happy anniversary, Amy and hubby. He was a little sad this year because normally on our anniversary, I bake a keto dessert, and being carnivore, I didn't even think about it. So he's sad. Hello, everyone. And Wendy says, I've seen my honey wander into the kitchen for some bourbon. Stark Bear was so glad I was watching something, not recording. Yeah. See, he has opened the door in my office here. Not appropriately dressed. And one time that when Cindy interviewed me on her channel, that was right after, I think that was before I even had a channel. That was right after Keto Palooza last year. I was live streaming in the kitchen. And he walked in to the kitchen in his skivvies, and I said something to him, and Cindy's like, oh, he can come on. I'm like, no, he can't. He's not appropriately dressed to come on camera. It's so funny. I did Dustin and broke my thumb. What? And tell it, Ivy, hi. Hey, Josephine C. I shouted you out in my drive to church video today. I'll have to go back and watch it, Jerry. Righty Whitey, Righty Whites, Thomas, please say no so I can get that picture out of my brain stem. This is going downhill fast. Nurse Cindy has been on a live with me. I love her. She is such an amazing person. Genetic Beast. Well, hi, Genetic Beast. I've never seen you on my channel before. Goat is carnivore. Goat is carnivore. Yes, it is. You can eat goat. I've never had goat, but yes. Welcome to the channel. Oh, Thomas says I pushed the like button, Amy, and broke my thumb. You guys are so funny. Terry Sue, I have the left side too. I do that on TikTok. There are a few I follow that don't follow back. Okay. What's your channel on TikTok? I'll have to follow you. Yes, us curly-haired girls are awesome. Jerry has curly hair. I like it. I did straighten my hair for a while, and again, my husband threw out fraud. So now I only straighten my hair when I want to concern my husband. Last time I straightened my hair was maybe 5 years ago, and he goes, "Are you seeing someone?" He thought I was dating somebody because I straightened my hair. Because it looks different. That's funny. Goat is that Severage is a carnivore goat. I'm missing something. I don't know. Does anybody know what this is? Goat is that the carnivore goat. Don't know. Terry Sue's stupid spell check. LOL, Thomas. Skivvies. Who needs skivvies? Peter goes commando. Oh man, it makes me want to sing something, but it's not. I don't want to get banned on my channel. I'm not even started on my channel. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. Papa, Peter, you are a hoot. Yeah, Bill needs to explain what is oopsie cake. What's oopsie cake, Bill? Yes, Tuber Chat was fun. Thanks for the reference on that, Amy. Yes, Tuber Chat helps you grow your channel. And one thing I've noticed, if you all haven't started, start making an all watch hours playlist. If you make an all watch hours playlist, you go on Tuber Chat. People will swap watch hours because to get monetized, you have to get and keep watch hours. I'm almost to 2,000 watch hours. I only have 400 subscribers, so it's not going to do me any good. Once I hit 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, I can have super chats and stuff like that. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers and I think 4,000 watch hours in the last year, then that's when I get AdSense ads. So, not that I care about any of that because I'm never going to get rich on this, but I mean, it might pay for my streaming software and whatnot. So, but just to give you guys a background on it, and people can go play your all watch hours. My dad has played my all watch hours playlist twice, but if you don't have an all watch hours playlist, because you can just play it, run it, and let it run on another computer, and it makes it easier to do that if everything is already in a watch hours playlist, like long form content. And Josephine says, cool, I'll watch later. Only just got up. I'm going camping this week. I will miss a few lives. Hopefully when I get back, I'll catch up with everyone. Well, Josephine, camping sounds fun. So that's probably better than being on the internet anyway. So we can't wait to hear about your camping trip when you get back. And Jerry says, I shouted your hair out. Yours and my hair too. Yes, we are curly haired sisters. We are. Jerry's is way longer and thicker than mine now, but it's getting there. It's getting there. I like it. I'm starting to really like it. Kelly Hogan's, she has an oopsie cake. It's about Kelly Hogan. I'm going to have to go back and check that out. I've just been focusing on gaining weight on carnivore though, because it's freaking me out. Lisa says, I saw that video today, Jerry. Josephine, I live for camping and hunting. Have a great time. Yeah, that is awesome. 3 ingredients: eggs, cream cheese, heavy cream, and maybe some vanilla flavor. Maybe I'll make that tomorrow for my husband for our anniversary. Yes. Well, I'm glad Kurt is okay. Been missing him in chats. Yeah, I'm not at liberty to say. Kurt's probably watching. Hi, Kurt. We miss you. Everybody misses you. Hopefully you will return at some point. We Network says, nope, you can't hear me? I've been talking for an hour and a half. That's cool, Amy. Yeah, Wendy says, Sandy, I miss Kurt too. Everybody misses Kurt. We all miss Kurt. We do. Kurt, if you're out there listening, we miss you. The lady I go with is awesome, fun camper. And John says, Jardiance. Hi, John. John's in the house. Jardiance for diabetes put me into ketoacidosis. Okay. So for those you don't know, I do know this because my best friend and maid of honor was a type 1 diabetic. There's a difference between ketosis, which is what you go into when you're on the ketogenic diet, and ketoacidosis. Ketoacidosis is a very severe condition that happens to diabetics. Is that that's when your insulin gets extremely high, I think, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I gotta look this up. Okay, I'm getting messages that I'm buffering. I wonder why that would happen. I have this fast internet and a fast computer. Yeah, someone just messaged me that I am buffering. So weird. I wonder if there's a setting I can change. Weird. Okay. Some people are saying it's fine and some people are saying it's buffering. I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that. Anyway, hold on. I'm going to put this in the machine here because, like I said, I know that my roommate, when her pump came unattached, she would go into ketoacidosis. What is ketoacidosis? Okay, it's a serious and dangerous medical condition that happens when your body produces high levels of, I think this is weird, but high levels of ketones, acidic compounds made from fat breakdown, and they build up in your blood. Normally, your body uses glucose for energy. If you don't have enough insulin, like in type 1 diabetes, sometimes in type 2, your body can't use glucose properly. Instead, it burns fat rapidly, releasing large amounts of ketones. When ketones build up too much, your blood becomes acidic. This is ketoacidosis. Now, this is not going to happen to people who aren't, I don't think, diabetic, although, yes, Jardiance for diabetes put me into ketoacidosis. I was 34 hours into a water fast. I was in intensive care for 2 days, had tachycardia for 1.5 weeks. Check your meds. Don't rely on the doctors to know. And I just had this conversation with someone on Facebook this week about the whole, and I don't want to get into the weeds in the Tylenol controversy because honestly, we don't know. I don't know. Maybe tests need to be done. We don't know. But someone literally made the comment, doctors wouldn't tell you to take a Tylenol if it wasn't safe. Really? Dr. Barry says doctors are just dudes and chicks, right? They're just dudes and chicks. And they are just going by what they're being told. But what doctors know and what really is sometimes isn't the same thing. And you do have to do your own research and you do have to be your own advocate. And you do need to question what your doctor's saying because they're just human beings who can be persuaded and who can make mistakes. And I forget who it was. What is the percentage of like people who are harmed by the medical I mean, doctors aren't out to hurt us, but like the amount of bad things that happen because of surgeries, because of, missed medical to get, but it's insane. It's really bad. So yes, you do have to here. Where am I? Where am I? I lost myself. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh my gosh, skivvies. Hold on. I'm lost. Where's the Jardiance comment? Man, you guys are just... Whoa. Where am I? I lost my chat. This happens in every single streaming software. Okay, hold on. Wow, you guys are just chatting up a storm. I'm trying to get through everything. Holy cow. Trying to get back to where I was in the chat. Jerry, I just saw your comment. Where? Oh my gosh. I am 30 minutes behind. I'm never going to get done with this live stream because I really wanted to get through everybody's comments. Okay. Hold on. Jerry said something naughty. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Like this jumped me all the way to the end and I'm scrolling. Okay. I may just have to catch up somewhere here. Oh, now I'm way too. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Wow, this is crazy. I'm wasting time trying to find out where I am in the chat. I may just have to pick a spot, and if I missed your comment, I'm sorry. This is crazy. Okay, I'm just going to have to pick a spot. So I'm sorry if I missed some of these comments. Kendra says coaching in person is way better in my opinion. It's always nice to have an online option, but face-to-face is wonderful. Yes. And Bill says I'm a beer drinker specialist. Always true. Feral grandma. I'll be looking for old drunks, Bill says. Feed them bacon. Okay. And Jerry says my husband hates my curly hair. And Wendy says my real color includes gray. And Lori says I became ravenous over the winter and sometimes ate 4 times a day. I gained about 10 pounds, but trusted the process. Okay, so that's great advice. That gives me hope that I'm not going to outgrow my pants. Thomas says that's what I'm saying, that my hair is curly and it shrinks. Peter says if you've never tried a pork shoulder roast, you're missing out. It's nice and fatty and delicious. I cook it slow and low in my crock pot. That sounds delicious. And so let me bring up something else. I know I keep going off. But the other day, this is crazy because we've been tracking in Chronometer, right? And I just don't know if this app is wrong or I ate 2 meals. Let me go to this day that really freaked me out. I think it was, okay, it was this day. So it was Friday. It says I ate 3,900 calories. It says I ate 77.8 grams of protein, 10 carbs, and then 189 grams of fat. I feel like that's a lot of fat. And all I ate was eggs, bacon grease. I'm missing something in here because I had more than that for lunch. A hamburger, more eggs. I missed something for lunch that day too because I had more than just eggs. I think I probably had a sausage patty. But that seems like a lot of calories, a lot of fat, not enough protein. But I ate all meat and eggs. So how is that possible? The easiest mayo to make is no mayo. Yeah, then everything returned to normal. Now it's usually twice a day, and I lost about 10 more pounds over the summer. So see, my body should stabilize and then lose. I got that avocado. I have some avocado mayo too. And Carrie's here. Hi, Carrie. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Yes, my husband literally said this is fraud. Your hair was red when I married you. More people saying hi. Okay, this is the naughty comment. Curtains and carpet. Wait, this is not Jerry After Dark. Oops, sorry. That's funny. Good night, Lisa. Have a good night. I'm so far behind. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate the compliment. Yeah, I'm not going to read this one, but you all can. That's funny. You guys are being naughty. Oh my goodness. All right. Lori, I thought you stopped posting, but then I seen people talking. I know you're not on my list. I fixed now. Daffy Duck and Bugs were eating ribeye, and the waiter asked how they were going to pay for the food. Daffy said just to put it on his bill. That is so funny. You're so funny. Joey, I don't have a carnivore channel anymore, just a music channel, which was my original channel. What channel is that? I'd like to tune into that. And Terry Sue says, Sunday night football is about to start. I fasted today and slept through most of it. Makes it easier. I can make the rest of the night now. Well, thank you for tuning in, Terry Sue. We appreciate it. And Aaron says, bye, everyone. My phone needs charge. Good night, Aaron. All right. So Carrie says, I've been doing a lot of eggs, hot dogs, and cotty salami while struggling and lost a lot of weight on carnivore. I'm 6'3" and 179 pounds. And Thomas says he's also healing big time. Carrie says, I can hear all the way in Texas and see you. This is the new computer. Yes, this is the new computer. Yes. And some people are reporting buffering, so I'm going to have to go back and watch a stream and see. Okay. Calories to me are useless. How well are your intestines working? Plants stall any good digestion, and nutrients can slip right on through to the toilet. My digestion is just fine. It just fine. No problems at all there. Gary says, Sandy, the weird spice I'm not crazy about in the meat pie is allspice. I never had it before. I always say it would be better if it wasn't for that spice. I like allspice for things like carrot cake and stuff like that. Yeah, I want to know what your channel name is. And Lynn says, everything is fine. I did notice you're clear. I think this is the same camera I had on my old computer. For whatever reason, it's really clear on this computer. Yes, Carrie. It's not crashing on Linux. My old computer's not crashing on Linux, but I haven't had that too much time to play around on Linux yet. Yeah, the gaming computer is really awesome. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't expensive as some of the gaming laptops. And I have to have a laptop. Okay. Some people suggest to get a Mac. I can't have a Mac because my job requires the Windows environment to run the software I support on it. Someone suggested get a mini computer. Well, a mini computer, you still need monitors and everything else. And I need a laptop that can be taken from room to room for my live streams and also traveled with. So a mini computer, I can't set up and use and take it from room to room and set it up for live streams and stuff like that. So laptop was the option for me. I think, who was it? It was Brian suggested a mini computer, but no, it's got to be a laptop for me. If it wasn't something I was going to move around all the time, then yes. But Wendy says, I eat bratwurst, mostly German foods that don't have the things I'm allergic to. American made, German style is a risk, though. I have to read every label for sure. And it depends on where you're starting from. Yes. Well, I've started carnivore from 110-pound weight loss. Actually, 100-pound because I gained 10 pounds before I did carnivore. So I already met my goals in that regards. I just wanted more energy. Do you hear what I hear? The carnivore channel name was Lori's Carnivore Story, and my current channel name is Lori Weitzel. Yeah, okay. Hello, Tom. Refrigerator Perry was back then. Who was the other guy who William Peyton. I can't think of his name. I want to say Peyton Manning, but that's not. It's something Peyton. Yes. Super Bowl Shuffle. Evelyn says Dr. Troll calls himself a volume eater. He still has to watch servings and amount of food, even though he's carnivore. So there's some different opinions about this. And I guess I'm only going to know by trying it myself. Because in the PhD community, they're like, you just can't eat everything. Some people will gain weight. But then I listen to Bella and I listen to Kelly Hogan, and they're thin as rails and they eat a ton. Yes, Thomas, I understand Thomas is getting a new computer that will probably suit his needs. And then he says, but what will she use? You're funny. Josephine says, I'm in the right spot. Can't wait to watch. Singing is good for the soul. Yes, yes, yes. And collagen helps bones, Bill says. And I agree, Joey. Good deal, Thomas. I can't wait. What day am I coming on your channel? You're on my channel. We rescheduled. Wait, did I come on your channel already? I did, didn't I? Oh my gosh. I'm losing it. I can't keep track of all the stuff. The icky shuffle. And yes, Peter, you won. You won tonight. Rick would need to be very quiet hunting iguanas. I think I came on your channel already, didn't I, Thomas? Having a space moment. The Wii Network, yes. And Wendy says muscle exercises help bones by providing some stress to stimulate the bones. Absolutely. And weight does too. Yes. Yes. Send me some videos that I can upload. I will do that. And here's Kendra's channel. And Brian says, I'm home safely. Yay. And I got your email. Awesome. Kelly says, I'm looking forward to share my story on October 12th and super excited to share my new adventure I will be doing. Can't wait to hear all about it, Kelly. Wendy says, you did Papacy. Give Amy some time to fiddle with it. Yep. I'm going to have to create your Avenger. And then I'm going to have to create the videos, which takes a little time, but hopefully we'll get that done soon. And Bill says, I use mustard occasionally. I like adventures too. Brian says, Rick was helping a friend after Mitch's. Okay. The T-Bone Titan, you got it. And we'll do another contest next month. Is it Milton's fan? And Lori says, I became ravenous. Okay, so I read this one already. It's weird. Okay, hold on. Did this jump around again? It did. What is going on here? Hold on. Let me find out where I was. Somewhere in here. Okay. Rick would need to be very quiet hunting iguanas. Yeah, we read this one. Kendra's channel. Yes. Okay. Thomas is excited. I'm no longer the only male I was getting over. Run, wait, what the hell I'm complaining about. Yep, we did this one. Yep, we did this one. Papa says, I like adventures too. Yeah, we read this one. Peter says, Thomas, did you get the text I just sent you? Okay. And then, yep, he was helping someone move today on Mitch's live stream. He was getting ready to leave after the live stream. Okay. Wow. Kevin will feature me next on Tuber Chat. Way to go, Jerry. Tell Kevin I said hi. Berries or anything sweet tasting, in fact, triggers my carb addict lizard brain. I'm an abstainer, not a moderator. I thought I was a moderator, but I think sometimes things crept back in even with me. Eventually, we need a salty electrolytes hero. Yes. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to make Cindy the keto chow ice cream thing, but I don't know if there's a copyright on that. And I'm an affiliate of theirs, so I don't want to do anything to cause an issue there. And then Thomas says, I just did. Look up Oopsie Cake Kelly Hogan. I'm going to do that. Bride Specific said, I used to love cooking, grew up watching Julia Child, but now I enjoy the simplicity of having all the time back. Me too. Here is Aaron's channel, and Carnivore is just the strictest keto. I am a half hour behind. If you are a lazy carnivore, just eat your steak raw. And this is Aaron's channel. Okay, so Ivy says, I'm thinking about doing live streams. That would be awesome. Yes, I did laugh. It was funny, Carrie. Thank you for your jokes. Mine is the easiest to remember. Coaching school is serious. You will, Bill. Okay, everybody go subscribe to Bill's channels. He needs 50 people so he can live stream. Ivy's 10 away. Yep, you're Ivy. Unless you have your name in your handle. And here, Evelyn just posted Jerry's channel. And Ivy says, I'm taking orders for Carniquick Carnivore Baking Mix. Just add eggs for waffles, pancakes, bread. Interesting. I'm not sure what that is. Is that homemade? Take spaces out is mine. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. That's very nice. Channel. Okay. Peter says at work, there's a cafe in the store and they bake fresh cookies for customers and they're free, even for us who work there. I haven't had one cookie in 2 weeks. I've worked there, but super tempting. Yeah. Well, we're here to help support you in not eating a cookie, Peter. Take a meat cookie instead. Thank you. Yes. Push the like button and broke my thumb. Thank you, Carrie. He hit the like button after Thomas, and Carrie did not break his thumb. Jerry says the naked truth. If I eat one fresh baked cookie, I'll eat 10. I'm sure there's a lot of us out there like that, Peter. Okay, so Bill Cook, Papa Bear 411 and 23. Is that your channel name? On TikTok. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Cindy says she wished she had curly hair, and everyone's always trying to straighten it. And Bill has 27, so he needs, like 23 more. So everybody go subscribe to him. Cindy said, just finished my workout. I'm not really increasing my weights, though. It's been a while. Sigh. Probably not eating enough again. Peter says he keeps his girlfriend always busy. Do you have a new girlfriend, Peter? If I let my hair grow, it gets curly. Yeah, that's what I thought. Peter's single. All the ladies. CB says, have you thought about hiding the scale? Maybe the weight gain on Carnivore could be muscle. Yeah, CB. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be. Although, don't you have to work out to build muscle? And I just feel fat. Like I feel my arms, I feel flabbier. Yes, this is fat. I'm not gaining. That's not muscle. Not toned. I'm gaining fat. But maybe there's some bone density in there. But I do feel fat. But it's okay. I feel good, though. I mean, I feel fat and good. There's such a thing. Probably because Peter streaks around the house. Oh, my gosh. What? Shocked Peter? Which Peter are we talking about? There's another Peter? Who's the other Peter? There's only one Peter. That was, I couldn't hear the clip you played for the Avengers you had asked. Oh, you guys couldn't hear it. Sorry. Another little glitch, maybe. I've heard you fine on my whole drive home. New computer seems to be working fine. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay and see what's going on. Okay, so this is about ketoacidosis. The pH of your blood doesn't match the amount of glucose. Looks okay here. Chat still working. I thought it was you, Papa Carnivore, that Amy was talking about. Peter said he doesn't wear skivvies. I never said that. He offered that information all by himself. Yep. I said that. CB says it's buffering too. That is so weird. Now, if I was using, I wonder what is causing this to buffer. This is a brand new, really fast computer, and our internet is really fast. So why, let me close this. Why is it buffering? I don't know. We don't have any storms here. Papa says, I need a pretty meat and egg eating woman. You do. Mm-hmm. It is where there's not enough insulin in the body. Yep. Because my girlfriend's insulin pump would always come unattached. And that's when she would get into trouble. Yeah, blood sugars are extremely high. Had Amy freeze up a couple of times, had to restart. Weird. So weird. And you have to have high ketones and high glucose for ketoacidosis. To be in ketosis without high carbs is not usually. Yeah, correct. Yes, correct. People on keto, some people try to get those two words confused, and they're not the same thing. I thought it was mine, and I was looking at my internet provider phone number until I realized I have another device running with no problem. Oh, so it isn't me. Oh my God. My head's going to explode. Yes, doctors do not get much, if any, nutritional education. Right. They get maybe an hour, I think Dr. Berry said. Eat meat and question everything. Yep. And CB, my classmate, is in the house. My classmate and friend. Oopsie cake. I am freezing. Oh my gosh. A cash issue. Yeah, there's my dad. This is my dad, and he is the IT guru. I learned everything I could from him until I went to college, and then I learned stuff from college. I'm going to need to clear my cache. Good point, Dad. So I will clear my cache. Yeah, it comes in good, but it's a buffering a little. I will try to figure that out. Just get a coat, and that should help your freezing. I'm trying to get through all these. I don't know if I'll ever catch up. There are 33 people watching? Wow. Carnivore helps people talk beautiful. Amy, it's showing on my screen. Jerry After Dark. Yeah, Jerry's being a little naughty. John posted it. Looks like you still have it posted. I still talk a little sassy. Oh my gosh, I'm not repeating this again. That's so funny, Jerry. I know my stuff jumped around, Carrie, so I apologize if I didn't get to every single comment. Ketoacidosis, a pathological state with much higher ketone levels and significant drop in blood pH. Thank you, CB. Curtains and hardwood floors. If you know, you know. No. Tempted for 8 more ounces of coffee. Do decaf, Bill. Ew, decaf. I love my patented fatty coffee. I haven't been putting the bacon grease in it because I freaked out a little bit about how high my fat is, Papa, when I had to start tracking it. I hate tracking in the term calories. Calories has nothing to do with consuming energy. You can't eat freaking heat. That's all calories is. You're right. You're not wrong. What's the point of decaf? I feel like if I buy coffee, I want caffeine. Can't seem to break that bad habit yet. Ooh, Jerry reaches for the 4th butterball of the show. Thank you, thou, for suggesting decaffeinated. No. Lewis is in the house. Hey, Lewis. Yeah, well, compare 800 so-called calories in ribeye versus gummy bears and see how much fatter you get on. I'm not eating gummy bears. I'm eating meat and butter and bacon grease and more meat and eggs and salt. Here's to cheeky gals. Okay, I don't know. Cotty salami sound naughty. Oh my gosh. CB's in the house. I love CB. CB's an awesome person. Smart, funny. He's one of my classmates. I don't think I would want to tick him off, though. I think he knows how to shackle you and take it to, the clink. I had a non-scale victory yesterday. The old house, I had to take the 2-prong plug and put in the new GFCI outlet, and now I have 6.9 chest freezer, so now I can get more food in the house. That is awesome, Carrie. Thomas being a snitch. Snitches get stitches. Sorry, she was looking for you and seemed frazzled. Thomas, I've been trying to chat my butt off so she noticed me. Carrie says, I have 2 laptops. One laptop is stationary like a desktop and has Linux, and the other laptop I take through the house with the Windows. Yep. Coach Louise. Walter Payton. That's who I was thinking of. Walter Payton. Yes, number 34. And Jim McMahon. Yeah, Refrigerator Perry, all those. My dad's in the house, and he loved that team too. We watched football together growing up, but we did not have the Indianapolis Colts back then, so we're all Chicago Bears fans. We are not here to start no trouble. We just want to do the Super Bowl shuffle. Jerry remembers, even though she's probably a Green Bay fan. My husband's a Packer fan. Dad saying hi to Evelyn. That's my dad. Yes, I'm way behind. CB, I'm a half hour behind. Like, where am I at now? I'm at 8:42. I'm getting caught up. Don't know much about football, but was Dick Butkus? I think so. Yes, he was a Bears player. Wendy says my husband eats what I cook and anything else that crosses his path. Duck Butkus. Quack. He was a Bears legend. He's in the Hall of Fame. Yes. Yes, you did. Or was that you? It's all good, Bill. It was Dick Butkus. Butkus. I don't think that's how it's spelled either, but you guys all know who we're talking about. And my dad spelled it wrong too. Dick Butkus and Gail Sayers. Is that how he spells his last name? Maybe it is. Yes, you don't remember you were on for 9 hours talking about that. And my dad says I'm a slow typer. Yes, it's acting like a jump. Yeah, my chat is crazy, but I'm getting towards the end. I saw a video of Gail Sayers today. He scored 6 touchdowns in one game. Amazing. Watch your mouth. We don't use that kind of language here. CB's saying that to my dad. Oh, you're welcome, Amy, for the laughs. You are always so funny. Carrie, we appreciate you. I never joke. Yes, you do, Thomas. Aw. This is my great nephew. My dad got to hold my number 11 grandchild today. He's a big boy, 3 months and 16 pounds. Man, I got to lift some weights before I go see him. This is my niece's son, my brother's daughter's son. And Bill Cook. Just take the spaces out. And then Ivy's channel's at the we.network. Just put an at in the front. Carrie says, okay, Target Prime for not telling jokes. Yes, he's a cutie. I haven't gone to see him yet, and I need to. Thomas says, you can do it, Papa Carnivore. Avoid them. I know. Imagine if you used a curling iron. Sometimes I have, just to get different defined curls. Bill Cook 411 just subscribed. Cindy says, looking forward to seeing your lives. I'm gaining muscle mostly above my neck, but still, that's okay. Yes, Dad, I got the cache issue. So I will clear my cache. Yeah, I mean, apparently I'm freezing or something. It's weird. It's not buffering on my end. Occasionally it's buffering, maybe. No, you can do normal housework or walk to build muscle or even stand. Do you think about when you walk? Do you pay attention to if you walked up a slight incline or decline? Small details can determine. One thing I wanted to start doing is some farmers walks. So just walk around and carry heavy things. So that's very true. Not continually. Yes. If it was buffering, it was a half an hour ago. Isometrics also work to help build muscles. Then Amy will be broke clearing the cache. Either that or it may be a 1D 10T. 1 IT 10T, which if you write IT 10T down on a piece of paper, it spells idiot. Too much TMI in here. No kidding. Screw loose in front of the keyboard? You mean this screw? Oh my gosh. I know what screw you're talking about. LOL, Dad. He can talk about me that way. I'm his daughter. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Shackle? Yes. Talking about CB. The team I grew up with was the Cowboys back when they were great. They are not great anymore. Pack lover since 1961. Well, my husband is a Packers fan, even though we're in Bears country. So you and him can be besties. My dad says that is where the beef commercial from the lady who asked, "Where's the beef?" And what kind of name is Butt Kiss? Dad, you're funny. The jokes in here are just great. Whoa, Bill was born at 19 pounds. Dang, that's a butterball. Classic mechanics phrase there. Yep. Clara Peller, love those commercials. Yes, the old lady, the Where's the Beef lady. Phil says that Bill weighed 19 pounds until circumcision, and then he weighed at 7 pounds, 9 ounces. Oh my goodness. This is After Dark. Thomas, you mean brains, brother. Me too. That's my biggest win. Very shorts. 7 pounds. I just can't with all this. Not naughty. I was a baby. I think I still have PTSD. Oh, this is wrong. This is so wrong. Everybody's laughing. Bill. Even my dad's getting involved in that. And 9 ounces. Oh, I'm at the end, everybody. I think I need to end this live stream before something happens that causes my channel to get deleted. Okay. So I'm crying. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna end this. It's been 2 hours, and I just wanted to get through everybody's chats, and I'm kind of glad I did because they were hilarious. Next week is Thomas at 7 p.m. interview. Thank you for all tuning in. I really appreciate you guys all coming to spend time with me tonight. And as Brian says, eat meat, eat your meat, then repeat. On that note, we're going to say goodnight. Have a good night, everybody. Love you all. Take care.